Imagine you are an ant traveling across the mossy ground, scavenging for food. Suddenly, you smell a delicious scent. It's sweet, maybe even a little fruity, but definitely tasty. It's coming from that large reddish pipe, so you quickly scurry up the pipe and are about to gather the food when, bam! There's no food. It's a trap. This is the purple pitcher plant, Sarracenia prepaya. Native to Massachusetts, it lives in acidic bogs and wetlands. Its leaves are shaped like a vase, and if you peer inside, you will see an enzyme-laden soup. Insects fall into the soup and are slowly digested. Escape is impossible. The walls are waxy and lined with downward pointing hairs. So, why does the pitcher plant eat insects? Well, the pitcher plant lives in nutrient-lacking environments. And because of this, it has evolved over many generations to find its nutrients by other means. And insects, as it turns out, are extremely high in nitrogen. So in essence, the pitcher plant is kind of using the ants like a gummy vitamin. And just like how the pitcher plant needs vitamins to thrive and grow healthy, we too need vitamins. But I'm not talking about the vitamins that we eat. I'm talking about what author Richard Louv calls vitamin N, the need to incorporate nature and the outdoors in our daily lives. So today, in order to fully understand the importance of nature in our lives, we will first open our eyes to the secret world of plants to explore some unusual and fascinating species. Next, we will unfurl the concept of nature deficit disorder. What happens to people and a society that spends too much time indoors? How does nature impact our physical well-being, our mental health, and society at large? Finally, we will pollinate our minds with some creative ways that we can increase our daily dosage of vitamin N. Many of us have hiked in the woods, but how many of you have seen this creepy plant? Monotropa uniflora, more commonly known as the ghost pipe. This tiny white flower is completely translucent. This is because it lacks any chlorophyll, the pigment which makes plants their signature green. Chlorophyll is also the basis for photosynthesis, the process by which plants obtain their energy. So, you might ask, how does the ghost pipe even eat? Well, the ghost pipe is a parasite. Think of it kind of like that friend who always says they're going to pay you back for pizza, but then also always manages to forget their wallet. This sneaky plant takes advantage of its neighbors, the trees and mycorrhizal fungi. You see, the trees and the fungi have a friendly relationship. The fungi helps the trees take up nutrients, and the trees give the fungi some of the sugars. Think of it kind of like, you help me with my paper, I buy you ice cream. This happy quid pro quo is what biologists call symbiosis. Now, the ghost pipe takes advantage of this symbiotic relationship by tangling its roots in the fungi's mycelium, or root-like structure. So, when the fungi gives some of its nutrients to the tree, the ghost pipe takes some of that. And when the tree gives the fungi some of its sugars, the ghost pipe takes some of that too. Pretty sneaky, right? Hopefully by now, I've piqued your interest in plants. But no matter how much I tell you or how many pictures I show you, nothing beats in-person experience. It's like the difference between eating an apple pie and looking at a picture of one online. A recent study showed that nearly 60% of Americans spend less than 1 hour outside each day. That is less than prison inmates. In fact, prisoners at maximum security prisons are granted at least 2 hours of outdoors time each day. This lack of time outdoors has led to what author Richard Louv calls nature deficit disorder. The idea is that people who spend less time outdoors suffer from a variety of health problems. Things like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. And while those might not seem like relevant problems for most teenagers our age, Nature deficit disorder is also linked to depression, insomnia, and anxiety. A study by Harvard showed that spending as little as 20 minutes outdoors significantly reduced a person's cortisol levels, which is the hormone that causes stress in your body. But let's be honest, it's hard to get worked up by facts and figures. So instead, allow me to share you a story on how nature helped me in my own life. During the pandemic, when I felt cooped up in the house and online school just felt so suffocating, my family and I would go hiking every day after school. And on the weekends, we would drive to the beach. For 2 weeks, we went to my cousin's house in Maine. And while we were there, we would go skiing every day after online school or walk across the frozen lake. Feeling the sun on my face and the wind in my hair reassured me that the world was going to be okay. So, how do we incorporate more of this vitamin N into our daily lives? Well, we can make changes as individuals. Consider walking to and from school, maybe planting a garden. Maybe grab a blanket and do your homework outside one day. We can also make change within our communities. Try encouraging your family and friends to go outside with you. Maybe try two of my favorites, going on a hike or going to the beach. Finally, we can incorporate more nature into our classrooms. There's no rule that serious learning has to be an indoor activity. In fact, studies show that students learn things better when they're in a new or different environment. So I say, let's take our laptops and have class outdoors for a change. Students in our community are faced with so many pressures. We're constantly asked, when are you taking the SATs? Where are you going to college? Or what do you want to be when you grow up? The answer is, I have no idea. Being in nature offers us a chance to stop, unwind, and breathe. So today, I encourage each of you to step outdoors, connect with nature, and observe the secret lives of plants. Thank you.